So checking out Enjin coin. Enjin coin's getting battered, one of the hardest today, down more than 8% as of the time of recording this. I guess this is to be expected because if we do look at what's going on in Bitcoin, Bitcoin has broken below that important range between 34 and 33,000. We still do have a tiny bit of support, but it does look like Bitcoin wants to move down to lower price targets. So the whole market is moving down. Let's talk about what Enjin coin's doing specifically. Well, if we start off with the oscillators, the oscillators being the RSI and the MFI are very, very oversold right now, but we're kind of experiencing something like a black swan event. I mean, it was kind of a foreseen black swan event, so I don't know if you can call it a black swan event, but the whole stock market is crashing after the interest rates have been raised. I would really not be looking to catch the falling knife right now on Enjin, because when you do see these drops, if and when you are seeing momentum start to subside, you normally see a lack of volume coming in. For example, if we look at what happened the last time Enjin came down for this big macro bottom, you can see we had huge volume as we dumped, and then all of the volume started to flatten out and die as we had this big increase back to the upside. What have we done this time? Well, we've come down, and you can see we had that increase in volume just like we did here. We broke below, we went back up, but now what you're seeing is a huge influx of bearish volume coming in. If we come down to the 1 hourly time frame, it will show you what's happening very well. We've got a red formation right now. It looks like we do want to break down. Lower time frames momentum is definitely in the favor of the bears. A couple of hours ago, huge amount of volume stepped in, and only the last 4 hourly candle had a huge amount of volume coming in. We've only just started with this volume candle, but it does look like we are pushing down, unfortunately. Going to be a quick video for Enjin, but yeah, we are clearly breaking down. This was a very big macro pattern that we've only just broken out of. If we extrapolate this, you can see since the 5th of January, we've been bouncing around in here. So the good part of a quarter of a year, we've been crashing around in this channel when only 3 days ago we broke down. So I would not necessarily be looking for a bottom to be in sight very soon. I would really be keeping my eyes on the lows on Enjin coin down here at 74 cent, basically 75 cent, but keep your eyes on 74 as well. I think we've got a wick down here at 74. Yeah, so 74, and then you've got wicks down to 77 as well, but I do feel like we are coming down to lower price targets for Enjin, unfortunately. So, in my opinion, Enjin's coming down another 14.5%. All the markets look like they want to come down a little bit more. We need to wait for the stock market to open. I know you don't want to hear this in a altcoin video, but the stock market decides what Bitcoin does, and Bitcoin decides what the altcoin markets do. Everything's in pre-market right now. The stock market looks terrible. If the stock market keeps dumping, I really could expect a massive flush out in the crypto markets today. That could mean a 15% drop for Enjin. We really do need to hold that level, because below that level, we really don't have a plethora of data traded down to our previous accumulation range. So, you know, that could spell anything. I mean, we've got a tiny bit of support at 67 cent if we break below, but there's not much major support coming in until we come down to, you know, your 50 cent, your 35 cent. It could be a very nasty drop for Enjin coin. So the trend is your friend until the end. If we look at this on the 4 hourly EMA ribbons, you can see if you were really itching to buy some Enjin, which I do not recommend, which is not what I'm trying to do, because I'm looking at these momentum indicators and it is showing that we've only just started another big uptrend after we've recently reset momentum. It looks like we want to push down harder, liquidate everyone. You can see, just looking at this objectively, since the local top up here at $2, bear in mind I'm saying local top, not all-time high, because this is not the all-time high, we've been trending, and these 4 hourly EMA ribbons have perfectly called the downtrend. Every time we try and come back into them, we get rejected. So the trend is your friend until the end. You know, you can hop above these, it doesn't mean anything, because what you need to see is you need to see a pump above, you need to see a retest, and you need to bounce above the previous invalidation point. That's something that we've never done. You can see we come down, we bounce, but we don't get above the previous invalidation point. We M down, and that is a bearish retest. So bear in mind, it does not matter if we do something like this tomorrow and then we come down, retest it and fail, because that would just mean that a fast move equals a breakdown in the other direction. So if we do do something like this, we just don't get above, I could see us falling down. But at least in today's time frame, I really don't see like a huge bounce coming, and I could be completely wrong. But for Enjin Coin, the trend is your friend till the end. I would be sitting on the sidelines until you do flip at least your 4 hourly EMA ribbons. Hypothetically, if we take a couple of days or so to come and reach these, you could see a breakout around the $1 region. That's when I would much prefer to enter a trade. At this moment in time, I do not recommend any altcoin trades. I think we're at a very crucial decision where Bitcoin needs to decide, are we breaking down to 29,000 and bouncing out of there straight away, or are we coming down to 29 and, you know, chopping around and wrecking the altcoins? So I'd be very cautious at this moment in time. I've been saying this for the past couple of weeks. I've really been putting my money where my mouth is. I've been DCAing Bitcoin. I've got some DCAs on Bitcoin at lower price targets like 29,000. I would not touch altcoins at all until we do have a confirmed bottoming signal, and we're not seeing that with Enjin. We're breaking down pretty strongly. So that's all I've got for Enjin. Trend is your friend until the end. Do not try and fight it. If you try and catch a falling knife, you might end up with one less finger. That's all I've got for you today. As always, cowboy out, not financial advice, and most importantly, peace.